Hi everybody, my name is Barry Schwartz and this is the Search Buzz video recap. Today is Friday, January 25th, and this is the search news we covered over at the Search Engine Roundtable at SEOroundtable.com over the past week. First up, Google may be dropping the old Search Console sometime in March. It's not exactly confirmed yet, but that's hopefully their plan. We knew that a lot of the features from the old Google Search Console will be going away. And specifically, Google's John Mueller at an event I went to last night in New York City said that specifically the crawl errors report going away, which we knew. Property sets is going away, but it will be replaced by something, maybe the new domain properties that we saw earlier. The Android apps features will be going away as well. That's currently now all pretty much migrated to Firebase. HTML suggestions and block resources also will be going away. And John Mueller also said that their timeline is hopefully sometime around March. They should have a blog post about this today, maybe in a couple days. We'll see with more details, but definitely be on the lookout for that. It's interesting. So a week ago or so, we reported like Google was going to show really bad, sparse, empty search results for European searchers if the Article 13 on 11 passes. And what Google's been doing is actually showing searchers in Europe regions these blank search results, kind of testing it in the wild. But like a couple of days ago, a lot of Europeans were seeing it. I'm not sure if Google had a bug where they actually rolled out this feature or this like snippetless feature to Europeans all at once, and then they rolled it back. But it seemed like a huge array of European searchers were seeing these like empty search results, which we covered last week. Also last night, John Mueller said that you're going to see some bigger changes with Google image search. He basically said, and it was kind of hinted that searchers are going to be able to do more with Google image search, meaning not just find images for their slides and presentations, but also specifically use it for real search reasons, maybe for learning about something, maybe for transactions, maybe for something else. And that means that SEOs and webmasters have to think about how they can use images on their own websites to help searchers accomplish a specific goal or task or whatever it might be. He wasn't exactly clear what that means, but I think this is a big thing coming in 2019, so be on the lookout around that. John Mueller also said last night that while 50% of the search results are now processed through MobileFirst Indexing, the next 50% for Google to migrate the next 50% of those search results over to MobileFirst Indexing will be much harder for them. They probably plan on sending out notifications via Google Search Console telling you this website has these specific issues where it's harder for Google to migrate your site to MobileFirst Indexing. Maybe your content is not equal to the mobile or the desktop page. Maybe the links or the structured data or whatever it might not be equal, and Google's going to go ahead and communicate that. But the last 50% will be the hardest, and probably the last 10% or 20% will be impossible because those sites will never be mobile friendly, although they'll probably just go ahead and be indexed by the MobileFirst Indexing processors. There's no timeline for that, but again, John Mueller said it's going to be the hardest, and that makes 100% sense. Google said disavowing bad links may help you algorithmically, where Google would trust your links more. And it's not uncommon, but Google said you usually don't have to use a disavow file unless you have the manual action. Or if you know these bad links are happening and you might get a manual action, you might want to use a disavow file. But John Mueller said it definitely can be the case. So it's something where algorithms, when they look at it, meaning the bad links, they can see, oh, there's a bunch of really bad links here, then maybe they'll be a bit more cautious with regards to links in general from the website. So if you clean that up a bit, then the algorithm will look at it and say, oh, it's okay, it's not that bad. So basically, I'm not sure if he's saying the links on your website, like if I link out to another website, will be less trusted because you have lots of bad links coming in, or if he's saying the links coming in will be less trusted. I think it's the links going out, but again, not exactly clear. But I think Google historically, if your site is not trusted because of links coming to your website or because you're linking out badly, that Google may not trust the links, in either case, may not trust the links going out of your website. I'm not sure about going into your website, but we'll see. There was a Google URL inspection tool hack, or not really hack, not really even a security issue because you can get to this data using the Google Mobile Friendly Testing tool anyway. But Oliver Mason basically posted that all you have to do is go to Google Search Console for a website you control, set up a redirect to the desired URL on a property you don't control. So let's say I set up a URL, I add a redirect from this URL to, I don't know, let's say search engine land URL. I can then run the test on this URL and get the inspected URL details from the URL that I redirected to, i.e. search engine land. Get most of that data anyway from using the mobile-friendly testing tool, which is available to the public. But the URL inspection tool is not specifically designed to let you do these types of commands on specific sites that you do not control and do not verify. I don't know if Google's going to do anything on it because it's not really a major issue, but it's not designed to allow you to do these types of tests on sites you don't verify or don't have control over. Google said we know when domain name change ownership. So Adish from Google said, Google understands when domain names change ownership, so it won't necessarily rank for the queries it used to rank pre-change of ownership. He added, so if the sole purpose of buying a domain name is to get the traffic from the old domain, I would suggest against doing this since there's no benefit. Again, not uncommon. Google knows what they've been a domain name registrar for years and years, probably 15 years, maybe 10 years. And they definitely know when things change like that. So Joe Hall did a poll asking SEOs, is Penguin alive or dead? And the results are pretty fun. Most people think that Penguin has not died. No. Some people, 23% said yes, it did, and 32% is not sure. And the reason for that, and John summed it up, is that things evolve over the years, so all your options could apply. The original Penguin, which was kind of really slow and whatever, kind of did die. They actually baked it into in real time, and it actually works in real time. The original Penguin, I think, hurt your website. It actually downgraded your website for bad links, whereas the new Penguin goes ahead and ignores the link. It doesn't actually have a negative impact, but it has a neutral impact where it doesn't actually hurt your website. It actually just ignores the link in general. So it's a different Penguin algorithm when it first started, but that was definitely interesting. And on that topic, John Mueller said SEOs are still focusing too much on links. He said it twice in one day. I'm not sure why he said it twice in one day, actually twice within a couple hours of each other. He said your focus is too much on backlinks, you focus too much on links, we have other ranking factors, etc., etc., etc. Google said there's no specific time frame for when an algorithmic change will impact your website in a positive or negative fashion. Obviously, things get crawled and indexed and processed at their own speed. Some pages get indexed and crawled within seconds of being updated. Some take days, or some take months. Some takes even longer than that. So there is no specific time frame from when an algorithm will actually impact a website. He said there's no fixed time frame for an algorithm change to take effect past the need to recrawl and reprocess pages from the site. So definitely keep that in mind. And of course, that's known by most of you guys who are watching this video anyway. Danny Sullivan said Google is working on, and is aware of, not necessarily working on, but is aware of sensationalist and tabloid-esque headlines. He said he's seeing a number of complaints. Again, this goes back to the new Google News and top story sections where people are putting in these kinds of sensationalist headlines, which are not necessarily true, and Google is ranking it pretty well. I don't know if Google's doing anything about it, but they are aware of the complaints around that. Google's knowledge panel showed a top image with, not an image, but actually a video. I've never seen this before, but if you do a search for Oscar nominations, you'll see a video instead of the image. A video will be here as opposed to being an image, which is pretty cool. Google said, Google has a bug where searchers are seeing mixed languages in their search results. So if you do a query on one thing, it might get English. If you do a query on a different thing, same Google.com page, they'll get maybe a different language, which is very unusual. Google has not responded to these complaints, but it seems to be tied to a Google account issue. Google My Business is helping businesses like service area businesses that don't have a physical location sign up in a different way. So they can sign up in a different process without specifying their actual physical address. They can say what service areas do they actually service, which locations, and they can type those things in, and Google will actually help them during the sign up process to become Google My Business listing thing. Google Posts allows anchor text links in the Google Posts themselves for verified authors. You can see this by searching for Premier League, and you see certain links are actually hyperlinked, and that works specifically with verified authors. And Google's John Mueller said last night, which we knew from Gary Illyes, that Google will be hosting more Google Dance, not Dance. They're getting rid of the name Google Dance, probably Google Meetups or Google Webmaster Meetups or whatever they want to call it, in-person meetups around the world globally. And we knew that they're going to do this. But Google specifically, John Mueller specifically said that it's going to be less focused for SEOs. Like SEOs are not going to be the core focus around these webmaster meetups. It's going to be more focused around webmasters and developers to get them more focused around search engines and how they work. This was what John Mueller said last night. In any event, thanks so much for listening to the Search Buzz video recap. My name again is Barry Schwartz. Today again is Friday, January 25th. Everyone have a great weekend, and I'll see you guys next. Bye.